Welcome back. Last time, I realized that Ghidra is not going to update type names across class files, and I got kind of frustrated, depressed, I don't know, upset, and was trying to figure out if it was even worth continuing with this. And that would be a feature that would be incredibly useful. However, obviously not a feature that Ghidra currently supports. So, it then occurred to me that we might be able to do something with the scripting API. And turns out there is a way in the Ghidra scripting API to navigate through the set of files, in this case the class files, in a project, and by doing that we can potentially update everywhere, every location where a type name is used, even if it's in a different class file. So today what we're going to do as far as scripting goes is we're going to write a function to go through and navigate and run an operation on every file in a project. What this will do is this is a basic building block so that if we need to rename a type, we should be able to go over every file and look at the file and say, does it reference the type? If it does, update the names in the locations where it does use that name. So it's a basic building block, and it gets us to a place where we potentially can write a function and use it across every file and update everything at once. Now, I don't know how fast that'll be. This Minecraft server has over 20,000 class files, and that could potentially take a while, or depending on how efficient things are, it could take only a few seconds. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to want a function that void for each file, and then I don't remember in Java how to Java function pointer type. I think it's a function pointers in Java. Oh, yuck. Okay. Runnable. Java runnable. Okay. Java Lambda. Java didn't have lambdas the last time I used it, and so this is going to be a bit of a learning curve on this. Lambdas are incredibly useful and just downright helpful. However, if you don't know the exact syntax for the language you're in, you can beat your head against them for a while. So, okay, use cases, syntax of lambda, comma separated list of formal parentheses, body. Okay, so then we get into closures. Predicate. Okay, interface runnable. Okay, so predicate. Java predicate. functional interface. Java function that takes lambda. Okay. Okay, I vaguely recall this. Expression, old state, new state, add listen, state listener, matching lambdas to interface. Single method interface is also sometimes referred to as a functional interface. Matching a Java lambda expression against the functional interface is divided into these steps. Does the interface have only one abstract method? Does the parameters of the lambda expression match parameters of the single method? Does the return type match? Yeah. Ugh. Okay, so functional interfaces. Run. Okay, functional interface. Okay. So basically it looks like if we have a single type and interface private interface callback and we have public void call folders is F. Main folder, excuse me. Folders get file. Okay. Let's see. I don't want that. Help. API help. Okay. So let's all classes, and we want domain folder. Domain folder. Okay, domain folder has get files, domain file. Okay, so we're going to call with a domain file and name it file. Interface, domain file, Ghidra framework model. Ghidra domain dot framework dot model dot domain file. file. Okay. So for each callback, okay, and I use different naming conventions in different languages. Okay, so we're going to pass one of these in, and okay. So the first thing we need to do, it looks like, is we need to get access to the project. So var project state dot project. Okay, so once we've got the project, we should be able to get the data for the project. Project dot get data, get project data. Project data dot get root folder, get root folder. Our root folder. Okay, so now we're at the base of the hierarchy that we're going to iterate over. One of the things you do need to know is, are you doing a depth first or breadth first search? We're going to do depth first because it's relatively trivial with a file system to do everything at this level and then do each child, or to do each child, go all the way up, and then do everything at that level. So we'll work on that. So now that we're in the root folder, we need to decide how we're going to do this. And we're going to private void each in folder. We're going to get a root folder is a domain folder. We also need the callback. Okay, why are we not seeing? Let's see, what do we got here? Open declaration. I think there's some way of having it add local history, reference. Let's see, is there a... There we go. And let's pull in everything from there because we're going to be navigating through there pretty heavily. Okay, so we're going to go into a folder and we're going to process files and we're going to process each subfolder. So once we have a root folder, we can do in folder root folder call. Okay, so that just goes in here, and we're going to recursively call each one. So folder.get folders for f in folders in folder f call. Okay, so we're going to iterate over every child folder. If there are no folders, we don't iterate over anything. For var file f in folder.get files in folder no, call So this is depth first. We're going to get we're going to get the root folder. So everything in the project is under this folder. After we get the root folder, we are going to go, and then in that folder, we're going to process every child folder. So there's our recursion. If there are no child folders, then we have an recursion, so we don't have infinite recursion. Excuse me. And then we're going to process every file in the folder. In this case, if there are no child files, nothing happens there. So an empty folder is going to no op out of this one, out of everything, and return. And so this right here is a very simple way to recursively process every file in the project. So I'm going to do something really stupid because, hey, I like doing stupid things. And we're going to do a trivial for each file. F println f dot name get name. Okay, so this should attempt to print out the name of every file in the project. So let's do something stupid and see if this actually works the way I expect it to. So we're in here and we hit backslash, and it is taking a long time, but we are seeing all of the file names. That's good. I'm curious what my CPU usage looks like. Okay, looks like Java's pegging about 1 core, so that's reasonable. I wouldn't expect this to be multi-threaded, and the reason it isn't completely using 1 core is because I/O is slow. It is probably much slower for it to write it out to the console than it is for it to actually run. But we're seeing every class. Some of these have obvious names because they're from a library that they didn't obfuscate, that they didn't remove symbols from. And some of them, we're going to see a lot of those A, B, C, D type names that are not particularly human readable. Or they are human readable, but they're not particularly human helpful. Okay. So we're getting this. This is all working. I am curious, can we f dot path name returns the path name to the domain object. Name. Ooh, we can rename files, which is useful. Okay. And then get path name, returns the path name to the domain object. That I want to try too, because that is useful. And let's cancel. Yeah, we want to cancel because we've seen enough to know that this works. It's just going to take this a while. Running it against such a large project was probably a mistake. Well, it was a known mistake. It was deliberate. Come on. Cancel already. Anyway, what I would like to do is get path name, and that gives us a string. So I'd like to see if what kind of path it gives us. I want this script to end. It thinks it's processing a lot of bits. A lot of bytes, a lot of ones and zeros. Okay, we're starting to see a lot more file names, and there are a ton of them. And this tells you that this is going to take a long time to run, but any run it goes through is still going to be so much faster than doing everything by hand, and is not going to be as error prone. Okay, so we're through with this. Let's go back. I want to get the path name because I'm curious. And I guess because I hate myself, I don't know. So let's clear that out, and I'm going to run it again. Okay. Whoa. That was super fast. Why? That didn't make sense. That was way too fast. Where is it? Get path name. Okay. Why did that go so fast? So we get name. Because what I want is I want the entire path to the file. Though I guess that's not really necessary because the name of the class, and we saw this last time, the name of the class includes the entire path. Net, Minecraft server, Minecraft server. So, where are we at? Net, Minecraft server, Minecraft server. So the actual full name already includes the path. So I guess that isn't terribly useful, but I wanted to see if we could. And I have no doubt that we can if we work at it hard enough. But for now, we should be in a point where we can map over everything. I suppose what this means is next time we run through and we are going to, it's weird. Okay, something's up with the way it's outputting it, because that should, right, we've got a buffer size. Right, we're overflowing a buffer. That's why. Tools, Windows, Tool Options, Console, Character Limit, $50,000. Let's go with 5 million. So kidding me? And we're seeing some pretty deep stuff. And the fact it's going through everything so rapidly right now probably means it had to cache a lot of stuff into RAM. I'm curious what our memory usage is. Memory, 800 megabytes. Not that big, actually, not worried about it. So now that we can navigate over files, we need to figure out what we can do in a file. because a file that is just an opaque block of memory is not particularly helpful. Things we're going to want to do, we're going to want to access the data type manager. We've got these types A, A, E. We want to see if we have the type. We want to rename it. And hopefully, and I'm going to rename AHH really quickly just to double check. Because if we rename AHH to something stupid, what the? AHH. Okay. Huh. So that's interesting to me that this lost the reference when we renamed the type. So we'll have to, maybe this is what we need to rename. Undefined, stupid, and rename stupid. Huh. So far that does not appear to be the way to do it. Which is not as fun, but we can figure it out. We have now the power to operate on every file, which will give us some options. It's going to take us a while to figure out how to do it. I don't know how to do it yet. We'll figure it out. So at this point, let's go back and play some Minecraft. Java functional. So this red dot represents where the front door to the base is. And as can be seen, we've got some pretty close by slime chunks. So I want to get started on making a slime farm, because I need slime balls in order to do TNT duplication, in order to make sticky pistons, in order to, yeah, lots of stuff. Need slime. So let's hopefully get started and find a slime chunk and start working this out. First thing we're going to have to do, of course, is clear. We're going to have to go down low. We're going to have to mine out an entire chunk, plus some space to the sides. We have killing zone, place to put iron golems, etc. Once we get that done, a little bit of time AFK, and there will be enough slime balls to do most things we're going to want. Start playing around with flying machines, all kinds of fun stuff you can do. Excuse me. So, looks like it's night. We can sleep. Now, let's see. No creepers. Let's see. F3G. Okay. So there's our horse we got last time. And we're going to have to find the slime chunk. Ooh, growth tag. So, generally speaking, you want to build mob farms low, because you're going to get higher spawn rates And the ideal is you completely obliterate anything nearby, so the only place that mobs can spawn in is in your farm. We're not going to go quite that far at this point. Once we get TNT duplicating, then we can consider it. So let's see. We started out here. I'm torn because over here is our farm, and we're going to get some mob spawns there. If we come over here, 200 minus 168, we're underwater. I think if we go to this chunk, we're probably as good as we're going to get. So 250, negative 266. 250. Oh. Where am I? Am I... Hey, I was backwards. Interesting. That means this one is the wrong way. And we can maybe go to this one, which gives us 200, negative 166. Which is right where our farm is, so we're not using that one. But we go to this one, 200, negative 118. Oh, where'd I go? Okay. 200, negative 118. Okay, I'm at 200, negative 118, right? 119, whatever. Oh, redstone. Okay. I expect to be coming down this way a lot. I'm going to fill it in just to simplify. Okay, so, and negative 1, 200, negative 120. And so far, no mending books. Hopefully we'll get them soon. I want mending on this pickaxe, or my next pickaxe, or 120. Of course, any part of mob farm involves how do you kill the mobs. In this case, the way to kill the mobs is often with lava blocks, not lava, the stone blocks that look kind of like lava that set you on fire. They're annoying, but rather plentiful in the nether these days, which is good. Okay, so we need this chunk. And we need to mine the entire chunk out, which is big. Oh, don't need that yet. We are going to need that in order to have a place for mob drops and for golems and whatnot. So we are going to have to mine out around this, but for now we're going to just mine out this chunk, which is big, annoyingly big, and redstone. Oddly, a lot of slime farms don't use much redstone. They mostly focus on some redstone for carts, for hopper carts and gathering. And other than that, they don't really use redstone. And did I really come down here? I came all the way down here without enough torches. Annoying. Okay. So let's go make up some stacks of torches and just deal with this, because annoying. Oh, I am off the shaft for my mob farm already, which will make it easy enough to find. That's always a plus, always a bonus. So a stack of coal, and we need a stack of sticks, which is a lot of wood. Oh, come on. Do I not have any wood? I don't think I have any wood. That is actually really annoying. Let's go chop down some trees. Oh. Yeah, about that. Don't set yourself on fire. And don't set your trees on fire. Not my brightest move. Yeah, about that. That's on my list of don't do that again, because that was stupid. plus side, it did clear out leaves quickly. Okay. Morning again. Let's go get some more wood and not burn down the world. Sorry, horsey. Okay. Let's do this slightly smarter. Don't start a forest fire. Okay. Don't think there are any more trunks there. Let's see. Okay, so that should be plenty. Let's go make some sticks and make some torches and clear out that slime chunk. So $64. Okay, you put those in, and string, let's dump that in. Redstone, always useful. Lapis, useful. I will never complain about iron ore. And do I have... Okay. We'll call that good. Let's get our torches and get to work. Now that we've got torches, let's head down to the mob farm, drop some of these drops off in the mob farm, and let's go work on our slime farm. Okay, we got some string, torches, arrows. I mean, generally speaking, not a whole ton, but enough to build a TNT duplicator. So I won't complain about a TNT duplicator. I'll definitely be happy to have a TNT duplicator at some point once I get enough. And did I just go right past... What the... Okay, right. So I'm going around the chunk. More redstone. Also, fortune. I want fortune. Okay. There's the edge of the chunk. Okay. Rather use too many torches than too few. I'm curious. Does this say slime chunk anywhere? Memory. Compatibility. Vanilla server. Chunk cache. Overworld block. Chunk. Light. Difficulty, block, liquid. Lots of redstone. Yeah, some fortune would really deal with this. Okay, so there's the outside of the chunk. And let's see. 811. 12, 0, negative 8? Is that the... negative 8. 12, negative 8. Okay, so that should be a slime chunk. We've got to clear this out. Why? Because we need a place for slimes to spawn. And since we already know the boundaries, we don't really have to have chunk boundaries on for now. And this is going to take a while. Why? Because I don't have haste, I don't have mining, I don't have a what's it called? A beacon, mining beacon or anything. Because Instamine, this would be very fast. Yeah, and we're going to have to do this. This is going to take a while. And we're going to have to go down a bit because the lower you do it, the more efficient it is. And we're not at the bottom. We've got to make sure we have all our gathering equipment underneath also, which will take a while. Or which takes space. I think about 3 blocks, 2 or 3. And more iron. Like I said before, we'll never complain about iron. Hopefully, we'll start seeing slimes spawn at some point, which will give us an excuse to kill them, get their slime balls, and do more fun stuff involving pistons and annoying things. And I believe slimes even spawn with high light. If you're in a slime chunk and you're under whatever the proper Y level is. So I don't think, however, being in the chunk, we're going to see any slimes because, oh yeah, well, at least that makes it easy to mine that out. I always find that funny when you hit it just fast enough that it doesn't update and you're left with a torch and stuff underneath it. But again, I won't complain too much because it means I don't have to mine out vertically. Ah, darn. Okay, so yeah, I gotta finish this chunk. I believe for the big slime you need 3 vertical or 2.5 or something. So anyway, we're gonna mine down and hope everything works out perfectly because Yeah, I don't want to do this again. Not until I can use TNT to obliterate things. Next time I do this, we're going to have a slime farm with a huge periphery, a huge away from me area, and it will be a big slime farm. Be 1 or 2 chunks, probably a couple chunks adjacent to each other, and we will do our darndest to build the slime farm to end all slime farms, because big and awesome, and yeah. So I'm hoping we can get some slimes pretty quickly. I don't know. And of course I also hope we'll be able to get some mending, because pickaxe. Diamond pickaxes are too expensive to just keep wasting over and over and over. I mean, you can, but diamonds. Okay. So there's a chunk. That should be, all said and done, a slime chunk. We should be able to see slime spawn in here. Obviously not while we're in the room, because the room is not, or we're not far enough away from mob spawns. But if we head out this way, we should be able to pretty quickly get to a spawnable distance. Hey, more arrows, more bones. Alright, I'm happy to have more drops while working on something. Let's see. Anyway, let's mine down. Not the fastest, most efficient way to mine, going down one layer at a time, but I'm less likely to strand myself in a pit when my pickaxe breaks, which I don't particularly look forward to doing. Okay. And pickaxe broke. Let's go build another one. And if we come back and we do find slimes, it means we really do have a slime chunk. And if we don't find slimes, it doesn't mean we don't have a slime chunk. Okay, so let's see. Do I have sticks? Have some iron. Get some redstone. And where are my diamonds? Sticks, diamonds, pickaxe, sticks. Oh, that can go down there too. So, this is from here. Let's head down. Okay. It is convenient at this point to have the mob farms so close together, so close to my base, but not really workable in the long term if we want to build large, complex, efficient, effective farms. Which are yeah, someday I want to do this type thing. I want a slime ball. I want a slime. I want to be slimy. So let's see how this goes. I wish it would also be nice to have a mini map that would show mobs that are nearby. I'm pretty sure you can't do that in vanilla, which is too bad, because it would be convenient. Also, don't really have a way to, don't really know how to break bedrock, so we're not going to be able to completely level this down to Y0. But we can go down a ways. Redstone. Like a lot of things, I won't complain about redstone. It's useful, and the bigger, the more complex the machines, the more redstone. So we'll take all the redstone we can get, and we will eventually make big, complicated things like sorting systems and hit it when the mouse kind of feels stuck. Iron's good. And yeah, time's up. Time to get going. But you know, the next steps: make the hole deeper, and verify that we get a slime. All I need is one slime, and I've got proof I'm in a slime chunk. I get 0 slimes, I have no proof that I'm in a slime chunk, and who knows? I want proof rather than hoping and praying that somebody was right and they haven't modified anything since 1.13, and I don't know. Anyway, see you later.